I'm so effing sore today. My shoulders feel tight. My back feels tight. I did take all day yesterday off, which is rare that I take a full day without doing some form of like the sauna, the row, the bike, or something just to move for 20 to 30 minutes. So now I am paying for it. I do a modified devil press. I don't do the burpee with it. I just, do the press and squat part. So if anyone thinks that it's like a, I'm not doing it right, it's like I'm intentionally doing it that way. Just so we're all clear here. All right. Now we're going to try to do some dips, which is probably going to be pretty rough because, like I said, my shoulders are so freaking sore. Don't know why, but they are. All right, got 3 sets of 10. Let's see how we do. That I'm not sure if I can do. I haven't done pull-ups in a minute. Friday, I went and hung out with some old high school buddies that I haven't seen since 2009, because that's when I graduated. And when I pulled up, it's kind of a good feeling, I guess. I don't have a lot of I'm not vain. I don't see myself as this super gnarly human or whatever. But when I got out of the car, they were all like, "Jesus Christ, dude," I need to get on whatever it is that you're on, but it is good to hear people haven't seen you in a long time, and then they see you, years down the road, and they in their own way acknowledge, your hard work. So it is feels good, right? People that see you every day, they don't really notice, but the people that haven't seen you in a really long time and they see you in person, because obviously the way you see somebody online and then the way you see them on, in real life is completely different. So, kind of gives you that motivation that it's like, okay, cool. What I'm doing does work, So. We are struggling, boys. I haven't done these in months. didn't want to get too crazy with it today on a Sunday. I generally like to use my weekends as kind of my active recovery days. I'm pretty sure I took 2 days off from working out. I don't think I did anything Friday. I didn't do anything yesterday. We had family over. And so today was just kind of a little bit of everything, kind of hit all parts. I didn't go too heavy on legs. My knees are a little sore. But I wanted to focus on, I've been trying to get back into doing more dips. I threw in some pull-ups, which I haven't done in so long, and it definitely shows in this video how bad I am. But two, this is kind of a cheap pull-up bar, so you don't really get there's like a bar behind it that you kind of like hit with your feet, or your chest kind of hits the back pad. So really, I only bought this thing mainly for the dips and to be able to do like leg ups and stuff like that. So the pull-up bar portion's pretty shitty. I sometimes wish I would have bought the bigger Titan squat rack, the taller one, and then I could have put the pull-up bar across the top there. Probably would have been more effective, but it is what it is. But yeah, so that's kind of the workout. I'm gonna sit in the sauna here, and my shoulders are really sore, even though I haven't really done a whole lot of crazy stuff with my shoulders. I think I'm just really low on protein. I think that's kind of the thing, is I got to get my protein under control to help with the recovery. My sleep's been a little crappy. Been staying out, not only did I stay out late, but I also have been staying up a lot later, so I'm not getting a full, 7.5 to 8 hours every night. So that's probably kind of affecting it. I'm not sleeping great, but yeah, holidays are coming. I can tell you this much, that statistically there's more deaths during the holiday months than any other time of the year, mainly because people are very unhealthy and they let all of these bad health choices compound. Gets to the holidays, you eat worse than ever, you lay around more than ever, with all the extra time off that we get, and the alcohol, the stress of being around family members that maybe you don't like, and or being alone on the holidays is stressful for a lot of people that don't have anybody. All I can say is, don't become a statistic. Start exercising. Yesterday was the best time to start, but today is the next best time to start. Don't let bad choices be that you have some sort of control over be kind of your demise, right? So that's my ask. Simple. Just go out there, start moving. Buy yourself a cheap little stationary Amazon bike for $50, $100, or whatever they are now, and put it in your living room. Watch TV, watch movies. You can watch an entire movie and just pedal. You don't got to pedal fast, but put some resistance under your feet. You got to do something. If you don't do something, one day you're going to go to the doctor and they're going to tell you, hey, this is what's wrong with you, XYZ, and it's going to be something that could have been somewhat, or most likely it could have been preventable. So it's simple. Getting a little sweat in is easy. Yeah, it's hard, if you've never been somebody to do it, but once you kind of break down that barrier, after 2 weeks of staying consistent, you'll be unstoppable. So keep it real, get after it.